Here are some tips for having a structure when you feel you don't have a lot of structure. For example, if you're unemployed at the moment, if you're between jobs, if you're on garden leave, if you've just finished college, if you're coming back from a break, and you feel that you've no structure in terms of your next opportunity, or if you're starting a business, or if you're looking for a new job, here are just some tips that might help you. So a lot of people, when they're at home, they find it very hard to be motivated, or they find it very hard to focus because of all the distractions, the TV, the Netflix, the Spotify, and so on. So it can be a good start to make a plan to meet somebody in the morning. It could be a friend who you go to the gym with, it could be a friend who you go for a walk or a run with, or it could be someone just to go and have a cup of tea or a coffee with. And the reason is it gets you out of the house straight away. Okay, it's a good way to start the day, and it's good to have someone that you are accountable for. So somebody who will be upset if you don't show up. It's a good way for keeping us on track. After that, you might like to go to a library. Now I suggest library because if you go to a coffee shop, you have to pay money and it might be distracting. If you go to a co-working space, it could be expensive. But I mean, there are also options depending on what suits you best. But definitely going to a library can be free and can be very convenient, and other people there are reading, learning, or also working. So I don't really think it's a good idea to try and work for only the morning part of the day. So maybe you're doing applications, or you're putting together your CV, or you're making some phone calls, or anything like that. That you're doing it between 9 o'clock and 1 o'clock. And the reason is that you want to focus all your energy and be productive, not have it drag out over 8, 9, 10 hours where you're only half productive. That's not a good way to work, in my opinion. So I think if you focus, you say, look, I'm going to get as much done between 9 o'clock and 1 o'clock, and after that, if I'm not finished, I'm not finished. I have to just do it tomorrow, and it will focus your energy on being as productive as possible. Then, if you can, it's a nice idea, again, to meet somebody for lunch, to go for a coffee somewhere, to break up the day, but also to stay connected to your contacts, your friends, say previous colleagues and so on. It can be good for keeping up your morale. After lunch, I suggest people do something for their own personal development, or for their own health and fitness. So this could be, going to the gym. It could be, learning an instrument. It could be anything else like that. But it just offers another way to break up the day. It could also be going to a networking event. Now, the networking events tend to be in the afternoon or the evening. So I think it's a good opportunity to get to events. And there's a nice website called eventbrite.ie or .com. So Eventbrite. If you Google it, you'll find what events are on today, this week, and you'll be able to see if any of them are relevant to you. Now, not all of them are free, but there's a significant amount of them are free. So that can be a good way to connect, to meet more people when you're between opportunities, or between careers even. Last tip, I think it's really important to have your goals set and your top priorities. So sometimes we can get caught doing things that are not the most important thing. So we want to have a simple formula that we use. And a formula I really like for setting goals is this, okay? So we want to go from X, which is where we are now, to Y, which is where we want to be, by when? By a date, by a time. Okay, so I'll give you that again. It's from X to Y by when. So for example, you could say, I want to go from having, only 2 applications in to having 10 applications in by the end of the week. Okay, or it could be, I want to go from having 10 clients to having 100 clients by the end of the month. Okay, so that's just a good way of setting out your goal. From X to Y by when. Then every day when you sit down and you're going to make your plan, you're going to make your top priority, and you got to ask yourself, what is the most important thing I can do which will help me to achieve my goal? Okay, that's the one question we want to be asking ourselves every day. What's the one thing I can do that's the most important for helping me achieve my goal? Okay, so they're just a couple of tips for giving you some structure when you feel you don't have any structure. I hope that helps, and thanks for watching.